The camera opens on a quiet morning in Dixon, Kentucky, sunlight streaming through thin curtains and spilling over the cluttered living room floor. Toys, half-empty cups, and a stray blanket lay scattered across the carpet, evidence of lives in motion, lives under pressure. Amy Slaton sits on the couch, staring blankly at her phone, scrolling through the barrage of social media posts and messages from fans. Her fingers hover, almost trembling, before she puts the device down. Across from her, Tammy sits quietly, perched on the edge of a chair, arms folded tightly, eyes fixed on a spot in the distance. There's a heaviness in the room, a weight that seems to press down on everything they touch. The sisters haven't even spoken yet this morning, not because of anger, but because words feel inadequate. Tammy finally breaks the silence, her voice soft but shaky. Amy, are we going to get through this season? There's a tremor of fear in her words. Fear not just of the cameras or the weight loss journeys, but of the bond that's defined them for so long. Amy exhales slowly, her chest rising and falling like the pull of the tide. I don't know, Tam. I don't know if we even can. Things feel different. Different. That word hangs in the air, heavy and uncertain. Season 8 isn't just about weight loss. It's about navigating the storms that life throws at them, about reconciling ambition with health, fame with privacy, and most importantly, about surviving the friction that fame inevitably brings to even the strongest sibling relationships. The show's producers have promised drama, but the sisters know the cameras only capture fragments of reality. They know that behind the lens, everything is amplified. The smiles, the tears, the laughter. They all carry weight. And right now, the weight feels unbearable. The first scenes of Season 8 focus on Amy's journey with motherhood and weight management. There's hope, yes, but also the relentless pressure of being a public figure in the most intimate spaces of life. As Amy prepares breakfast for her children, Tammy hovers nearby, glancing occasionally at the clock. There's tension in every shared glance, every unspoken thought. The bond between them, once so unshakable, now feels fragile, tested by differing goals, health struggles, and the ever-watchful eyes of an audience that feels entitled to their lives. Later that morning, the sisters meet with their nutritionist and trainer. Cameras capture the meticulous planning of meals, the rigorous discussion of exercise routines. Amy is determined to stay consistent, but Tammy struggles with motivation. Her health scares from the previous season weigh heavily on her, reminding her daily that every step is harder, every choice more consequential. I feel like no matter how hard I try, it's never enough, Tammy admits quietly. Amy's heart aches hearing those words, and for a moment, it's as if the cameras have disappeared, leaving just two sisters confronting a truth they've always known. Change is difficult, and survival is not guaranteed. The tension escalates when the sisters have a disagreement over filming schedules. Amy feels pressured to maintain a routine that works with her children's lives, while Tammy feels like she's losing her independence to the relentless demands of the show. Voices are raised, frustration spills over. The argument isn't about weight loss, nor is it about fame. It's about control, agency, and the fear of losing one another in the process. But even in moments of conflict, there are glimpses of the bond that has always defined them. Amy, after a tearful discussion, steps closer and holds Tammy's hand. "We'll figure it out," she says. "We always do. You're my sister. Nothing changes that." Tammy nods, squeezing back, a silent acknowledgement that even when the world feels against them, the thread connecting them is not yet broken. As cameras follow them into the evening, the sisters sit together on the porch, watching the sun sink below the horizon. The silence between them is no longer heavy. It's reflective, a moment to breathe, to reset, to remind themselves why they started this journey in the first place. The viewers see only fragments, but the emotions are raw, unfiltered. Fear, love, frustration, hope, they all swirl together, creating a tapestry of human experience that feels both intimate and universal. The next morning, the house feels heavier. Amy wakes to the sound of her children stirring, the soft cries of a baby mixing with the low hum of the TV in the background. She stretches, feeling the soreness in her body, a constant reminder that her weight loss journey is far from over. Tammy, already awake, sits on the couch scrolling her phone, her eyes glazed over with exhaustion and worry. The tension between them is subtle now, like an undercurrent beneath calm waters, but it's there, persistent, waiting to surface at any moment. The sisters prepare breakfast in silence. Amy chops fruit with practiced precision while Tammy mechanically spreads peanut butter on toast. It's the kind of morning that could pass unnoticed, but the cameras are relentless, capturing every glance, every small gesture. Amy finally breaks the quiet. "Tammy, did you see the messages? People are already talking about us this season." Tammy shrugs, a defensive wall rising around her. "I saw. People are always talking. Doesn't matter what we do." But the edge in her voice betrays the insecurity beneath. She fears judgment, not just for her weight or progress, but for the moments when she feels she's failing as a sister, as a public figure, as herself. Amy nods, understanding more than she can say. Later that day, the sisters meet with their trainer, who has scheduled an intense new exercise plan. Amy attacks it with determination, motivated by the dual pressures of health and responsibility to her family. Tammy struggles to keep up, each movement a reminder of the limitations her body imposes. "I know I need to push harder," she admits, voice strained, "but some days, it just feels impossible." Amy reaches out, gripping Tammy's wrist with gentle insistence. "You're stronger than you think. One step at a time, we'll get there." Filming continues in small, intimate scenes, the sisters cooking, laughing at inside jokes, or arguing over minor details. Every moment is amplified by the presence of the cameras, yet their interactions feel genuine. There's a raw honesty in the way they confront each other, in the way their emotions spill over without warning. The audience is drawn into their lives not as passive observers, but as participants in a story of resilience, struggle, and familial love. Tensions flare later that week during a visit to the doctor. Tammy's recent health scans reveal complications she hadn't anticipated. The weight of the news hits her like a physical blow, her body trembling as the reality sets in. Amy sits beside her, holding her hand tightly, refusing to let her face the news alone. "We'll figure it out, Tammy. Together." But even with these words, the unspoken fear hangs in the room. What if this season pushes them to a breaking point? What if the bond they've relied on for years can't withstand the pressure? As the sisters navigate these personal challenges, the show introduces a twist. They're tasked with a shared fitness challenge, designed to test both endurance and teamwork. Amy approaches it with focus, determination in every movement, while Tammy hesitates, her confidence shaken by the recent health scare. The cameras capture the subtle dynamics of their relationship, the unspoken support, the occasional friction, and the constant negotiation between independence and interdependence. During the challenge, a moment of vulnerability emerges. Tammy stumbles, nearly losing her balance, and Amy instinctively reaches out. The gesture is small, almost imperceptible to the casual viewer, but to those who understand the sisters' history, it's monumental. In that brief exchange, the audience sees the essence of their bond, a love that persists even when tested by fear, frustration, and the relentless demands of public scrutiny. Later, in a quiet evening scene, the sisters sit on the porch, reflecting on the week. Tammy confesses her fears about failing, about letting her sister down, about the weight of expectations, both from themselves and from viewers. Amy listens, patient and unwavering, offering words of reassurance that feel like a balm. "We've been through so much, Tam. This season is just another challenge, and we're going to face it together." But even as they share this moment of connection, the tension of what lies ahead lingers. This season promises more than physical transformation. It promises emotional revelations, conflicts, and moments that could either strengthen their bond or strain it beyond repair. For Amy and Tammy, every decision carries weight, every step is scrutinized, and every word is both a comfort and a potential source of misunderstanding. The night ends with both sisters retreating to their rooms, exhaustion evident in their slow movements. Yet, Despite the challenges, there's a quiet determination in each of them. Amy reflects on her responsibilities as a mother, as a sister, and as a role model, feeling both pride and pressure. Tammy lies awake, grappling with fear and hope, understanding that the journey is as much about emotional resilience as it is about physical change. As the camera pans over the quiet house, capturing the stillness of a moment between chaos and anticipation, the audience is left with a pressing question. Will the trials of Season 8 bring Amy and Tammy closer together, or will the pressure of personal struggles and public scrutiny create a rift too great to mend? The answer remains uncertain, but the story is only beginning to unfold. The following morning, the sun barely peeks over the horizon, casting a muted glow across the living room where Amy and Tammy are already awake. There's a stillness that feels almost ominous, a pause before the chaos of the day begins. Amy sits cross-legged on the floor, stretching carefully, her mind already running through the day's schedule, appointments, workouts, meals, filming sequences. Tammy, on the other hand, lounges in the recliner, a cup of coffee in her hands, staring blankly at the ceiling. The contrast between them is striking, one fueled by determination, the other weighed down by uncertainty, but it's a contrast they've lived with for years. Tammy finally speaks, her voice hesitant. Amy, do you ever feel like we're just pretending sometimes? Like everyone sees us strong, but inside we're barely holding it together? Her eyes flick toward her sister, searching for affirmation, for proof that she's not alone. Amy pauses, taking Tammy's words in. She knows this conversation is coming, has been coming for months, perhaps even years. She places a hand on Tammy's shoulder. Tammy, we're real. That's why people connect with us. They see the struggle, the fight. They don't see the moments we let each other down. And yeah, sometimes it's hard, but that's life. That's our life. The sisters' dialogue is interrupted by a knock at the door. It's their producer, clipboard in hand, ready to dive into today's filming. Morning, ladies. Today's challenge is going to test you like never before, she announces. Tammy's stomach twists. Challenges have always been double-edged for her. Opportunities to prove herself, but also reminders of her physical limitations. Amy's eyes narrow with focus. We're ready, she says, more to herself than anyone else. The day's challenge takes them outdoors, into a local park, where they are to complete a combination of physical tasks designed to measure strength, stamina, and teamwork. The cameras follow their every movement, capturing sweat, strain, and the occasional faltering step. Amy leads confidently, her determination palpable, while Tammy hesitates at each stage, the fear of injury or embarrassment looming in her mind. But Amy doesn't scold. She encourages, offering subtle guidance, reminding Tammy that progress is progress, no matter the pace. Halfway through the challenge, Tammy begins to falter, her body trembling as she struggles to keep up. The cameras catch every detail, the quiver in her hands, the tightness in her jaw, the doubt shadowing her eyes. Amy notices immediately, slowing her own pace to stay by her sister's side. Tammy, look at me. One step at a time. You've got this. We've got this. There's a raw sincerity in Amy's voice, an unwavering belief that despite setbacks, they are in this together. The emotional intensity of the moment is amplified when Tammy nearly falls during a balancing exercise. Amy instinctively reaches out, grabbing her sister's hand, stabilizing her. The camera lingers on this moment, not because it's dramatic in the conventional sense, but because it encapsulates the essence of their bond, fragile yet unbreakable, strained but resilient. Fans watching from home can't help but feel their hearts tighten, connecting with a story of human vulnerability that transcends the screen. Later, as they recover under a shade tree, Tammy admits, voice raw with emotion, I hate feeling like I'm slowing you down, Amy. I don't want to fail you, or everyone watching. Amy sits beside her, brushing a strand of hair from Tammy's face. Tammy, you're not slowing me down. We lift each other up, remember? That's what sisters do. We fight together, cry together, get back up together. Always. The day doesn't end there. Filming continues into the evening with interviews where both sisters open up about the personal toll of being in the public eye. Tammy's health challenges, Amy's responsibilities as a mother, the unrelenting scrutiny. They share it all. Amy's tone is protective, careful, often deflecting attention from Tammy's vulnerabilities to shield her sister, yet the cameras pick up the genuine love and concern beneath her words. Tammy, in turn, reveals moments of insecurity, self-doubt, and fear, giving the audience an intimate glimpse into her emotional landscape. As night falls, the sisters return home, physically exhausted and emotionally raw. They sit together in silence, letting the day's intensity wash over them. Tammy leans her head on Amy's shoulder, seeking comfort, reassurance, and a sense of normalcy in a life that feels anything but normal. Amy wraps an arm around her, holding tight. It's a quiet, unspoken acknowledgement of their shared struggles, the understanding that whatever the season brings, they face it together. But even in this tender moment, there's tension beneath the surface. Both know that Season 8 will test them in ways beyond physical endurance, the scrutiny of fans, the pressures of health goals, and the demands of fame will continue to challenge their relationship. Arguments, misunderstandings, and emotional confrontations are inevitable. Yet, in the flicker of candlelight, watching the shadows play across the living room walls, there's hope, too. Hope that despite setbacks and fears, their bond will survive, strengthened by the trials they endure together. As the camera pans out from their quiet home into the night sky, the viewer is left with the lingering question, can Amy and Tammy navigate the pressures of this season without fracturing the bond that has always defined them? Season 8 is not just a journey of weight loss. It's a test of resilience, love, and the unbreakable connection between two sisters trying to survive life in the spotlight. The morning light creeps through the blinds, illuminating a house still heavy with the echoes of yesterday's challenges. Amy sits at the kitchen table, notebook in hand, mapping out meals, workouts, and filming schedules with meticulous care. Tammy drifts in quietly, her expression unreadable. The air between them is calm on the surface, but there's a tension that neither wants to name aloud. Season 8 is starting to feel less like a journey and more like a gauntlet, testing every ounce of patience, endurance, and trust they've built over the years. Tammy finally speaks, her voice low and hesitant. Amy, I've been thinking, what if we can't do this? What if I can't keep up? There's a vulnerability in her eyes that cuts deeper than any argument could. Amy closes her notebook and looks directly at her sister, her tone firm but gentle. Tammy, listen to me. You are stronger than you think. We've been through everything together. This is just another step. And I'm not going anywhere. The camera follows them to the next filming location, a local gym, where they're set to try a new, intense regimen designed specifically for their physical abilities. Amy approaches the exercises with determination, leading by example. Tammy hesitates, her movements cautious, almost fearful. The trainer watches closely, offering encouragement, but it's clear that Tammy's own mindset is the biggest obstacle she faces. Each repetition is a battle not just against her body, but against doubt and fear, the invisible weight pressing down harder than any scale ever could. During a particularly challenging set, Tammy stumbles. Her face flushes with embarrassment, her frustration bubbling over. I can't do it, Amy. I'm not strong enough. Amy rushes to her side, gripping her sister's hand firmly. Yes, you can. You're not alone, Tammy. Every step, every breath, we're doing this together. The camera lingers on the moment, capturing the raw intensity, the sweat, the tears, the very essence of their struggle. Fans watching at home feel every emotion as if it were their own, rooting for Tammy while admiring Amy's unwavering support. After the workout, the sisters sit on the gym floor, catching their breath. Tammy's hands shake as she wipes sweat from her forehead. I hate feeling like this, like I'm failing, she admits. Amy places a comforting hand on her shoulder. Tammy, this isn't failure. This is life. It's hard. It's messy. But it's ours. And look at how far you've come already. Don't let a moment make you forget that. The day takes a turn when the producer announces a surprise challenge for the sisters, a community event where they must team up to participate in a charity walk for health awareness. At first, Tammy's excitement is cautious. The thought of being in public, moving in front of cameras, is intimidating. Amy, however, sees it as an opportunity to show Tammy and the audience just how much strength lies beneath fear. "We can do this," Amy says, determination shining in her eyes. "One step at a time, together. No pressure, just us." The event arrives, and the sisters step out into a sea of cheering participants. Fans wave signs, shout encouragement, and document every step on their phones. Tammy's nerves spike, but Amy stays beside her, offering reassurance with every stride. The camera captures the quiet moments between them, a hand on a back, a whispered word of encouragement, shared smiles that speak louder than any dialogue. For a fleeting moment, the weight of cameras, judgment, and expectation seems to vanish, leaving only the bond between sisters. But tension returns later that evening, back at the house. A disagreement erupts over a scene scheduled for the next day. Amy feels the plan is necessary to maintain consistency in filming, while Tammy feels trapped, overextended, and misunderstood. Voices are raised, frustration boils over. "Why do we have to do everything according to some schedule? Don't you see I'm exhausted?" Tammy yells. Amy responds, equally firm. "Because this is the commitment we made. We owe it to ourselves, to the viewers, to each other." The argument escalates until both realize the futility of shouting. Amy steps forward, softening her tone. "Tammy, look at me. I'm not trying to control you. I'm trying to protect us, to make sure we both succeed. That's all." Tammy's eyes fill with tears, a mixture of relief and lingering frustration. "I know, Amy. I don't want to let you down." Amy hugs her tightly. "You could never let me down. We're in this together, no matter what." The day closes with a reflective scene on the porch. The sky is painted in shades of orange and pink, the fading light casting a serene glow over the sisters. They sit quietly, side by side, letting the arguments, challenges, and emotional strain of the day settle into silence. Tammy leans her head on Amy's shoulder, and for a moment, everything else disappears. The bond that has been tested, strained, and questioned is reaffirmed in this simple, powerful gesture. Yet, as the camera pans out, the viewer senses the looming uncertainty. Season 8 is far from over, and the trials are only beginning. Health scares, personal conflicts, and the relentless pressure of being in the spotlight promise more hurdles, more moments of doubt, and more opportunities for their bond to be tested. But in this quiet moment, Amy and Tammy remind us why we watch: the raw, unfiltered reality of two sisters navigating life together. The morning sunlight barely reaches the living room, casting long shadows across the scattered toys and workout gear. Amy sits at the kitchen counter, sipping coffee slowly, her mind already racing through the day's plan. Tammy drifts in, wrapped in a blanket, her eyes heavy with fatigue. Silence hangs between them like a thick curtain, quiet but tense, carrying the weight of unspoken fears and mounting pressure. Tammy finally speaks, her voice trembling slightly. "Amy, do you think we're really ready for this? I mean, for all of it, the cameras, the challenges, everything?" Amy sets her coffee down and leans closer. "Tammy, we've faced so much together. This isn't going to break us. It's just another challenge. One step at a time. Together." But Tammy shakes her head, doubt etched across her face. I don't know if I can do it. I keep thinking, what if I mess it all up?" The vulnerability in her words is palpable. Amy reaches out, taking Tammy's hands in hers. "Look at me. You could never mess this up. Not with me. We fight, we fall, we cry, but we always get back up. Always." Their conversation is cut short by the producer's arrival, clipboard in hand, announcing the first big challenge of the week, a grueling outdoor fitness obstacle course designed to test endurance, balance, and teamwork. Tammy's stomach twists. The thought of facing the public in such a physically demanding event terrifies her, but Amy's determination radiates. bolstering her sister's courage. "We've got this," Amy whispers. "Step by step. No pressure." The sisters arrive at the course, cameras rolling, capturing every strained movement and bead of sweat. Amy moves with confidence, guiding Tammy through each obstacle. Tammy hesitates at the first hurdle, fear threatening to paralyze her. Amy stands beside her, offering reassurance. "You're stronger than you think. Trust me and trust yourself." Midway through the course, Tammy falters on a balance beam. Panic flashes in her eyes, and she almost slips. Amy lunges, steadying her with a firm grip. "I've got you," she says, voice calm but urgent. The camera focuses on their clasped hands, the subtle tremble of Tammy's body, and the unwavering steadiness of Amy's. Fans watching are pulled into the raw intensity of the moment, fear, love, and resilience all entwined in one heartbeat. After the challenge, Tammy collapses onto the grass, exhausted and emotionally drained. "I hate feeling like I'm holding you back," she admits. Amy sits beside her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. "You're not holding me back. You're my sister. We lift each other up. That's what this is about. That's always been what this is about." The tension continues back at the house when they review the day's footage with the producer. Tammy's emotions bubble up again, frustration mingling with exhaustion. "I can't keep up with this. Everything feels too much." Amy, trying to stay calm, responds firmly. "Then we adjust. That's the point. We do what we need to do together. We don't give up." Later, in a private moment on the porch, Tammy confesses deeper fears. "Amy, what if I can't change? What if I'm stuck like this forever?" Amy hugs her tightly, voice filled with reassurance. "Tammy, change isn't about perfection. It's about progress. You've already come so far. And no matter what, we're in this together. Always." The day closes with a quiet reflection as the sisters watch the sun sink below the horizon. They're physically drained, emotionally raw, but there's a sense of hope. The bond that has been tested, questioned, and strained remains unbroken, held together by shared love, resilience, and determination. Yet, even in this quiet moment, tension simmers beneath the surface. Season 8 promises more challenges, more health scares, and more moments where the sisters' bond will be tested in ways that could redefine everything. For now, though, they cling to each other, reminding themselves and the audience that no obstacle is insurmountable when faced together. The next morning dawns with an uneasy stillness. Amy wakes early, as always, her mind racing through the schedule for the day, but there's a nagging worry that she can't shake. Tammy, however, seems unusually quiet, lingering in bed longer than usual. When Amy knocks on her door, she's greeted with a strained smile. "Morning," Tammy mutters, her voice tight. Amy senses that something is off, but she doesn't push. She knows better than to force words before Tammy is ready. The sisters head to their doctor's appointment, a routine checkup meant to monitor progress and ensure safety during this intense season. But the tension is palpable. Tammy fidgets in the waiting room, her mind racing through worst-case scenarios, while Amy sits calmly beside her, offering quiet support. "Whatever happens, Tam, we handle it together," Amy whispers. Tammy nods but says nothing, her heart pounding with anxiety. The appointment begins smoothly enough until the doctor delivers news that shakes Tammy to her core. There are complications, health issues that require immediate attention. The specifics aren't catastrophic, but the timing couldn't be worse. Season 8 is just beginning, and the pressure of filming combined with her health scare feels overwhelming. Tammy's eyes fill with tears. "I can't do this. I can't handle all of it," she admits, her voice cracking. Amy grips her hand tightly, refusing to let her face this alone. "Yes, you can," Amy insists. "We've overcome everything before. This is just another challenge. We'll get through it together." Back at the house, the sisters try to regroup. Cameras capture intimate moments, Tammy quietly sitting on the porch, staring into the distance, while Amy prepares a light meal, her mind racing through solutions and adjustments to the schedule. Tammy's frustration grows as she worries about slowing Amy down, about disappointing fans, and about her own limitations. I feel like I'm failing everyone, she admits quietly. Amy kneels beside her, lifting her chin gently. Tammy, you are not failing anyone. You are here, you are trying, and that is more than enough. We'll adjust, we'll adapt, but you are not failing me or anyone else. Later that week, the sisters are confronted with another challenge, a team fitness event where they must work together to complete a series of timed exercises. Amy approaches it with her usual determination, while Tammy's hesitation is more pronounced than ever. Each movement, each repetition, is a battle against fear, fatigue, and self-doubt. The cameras capture the physical strain and emotional tension, the furrowed brows, the tight grips, the silent encouragements exchanged. During the event, Tammy struggles on a particularly difficult station. Panic flashes in her eyes. I can't do it, she gasps. Amy doesn't respond with frustration or impatience. Instead, she kneels beside her, steadying her hands. Yes, you can, she insists firmly. One step at a time. I'm right here. We're doing this together. With Amy's support, Tammy pushes forward, completing the task despite shaking limbs and a racing heart. The audience at home witnesses the raw vulnerability and courage, understanding that the real victory isn't just in finishing the exercises, it's in facing fear head-on, with someone who believes in you unconditionally. The evening brings a quiet, reflective moment. The sisters sit on the porch swing, the sky a tapestry of fading sunlight and the first stars of the evening. Tammy leans against Amy, exhausted but comforted. I hate that this is so hard, she whispers. Amy wraps an arm around her. Hard is what makes it worth it. You're stronger than you know, Tammy. And no matter what, we face it together. Yet, even in this moment of intimacy, the pressure of Season 8 looms. Filming schedules, public scrutiny, and the unpredictability of health challenges threaten to test the sisters' bond further. Every choice, every step, and every word has weight. The audience is left with a lingering tension. Will Tammy's health complications create a rift? Can Amy maintain her own determination while supporting her sister? Or will the challenges of the season push their relationship to its breaking point? As the night settles over the quiet home, the camera pans over the two sisters, exhausted, anxious, but unbroken. Season 8 is not just a story of weight loss, it's a story of resilience, love, and the unyielding bond of sisterhood, tested in ways that demand courage, empathy, and unwavering support. The morning sun filters through the blinds, painting streaks of light across the living room. Amy is already awake, quietly going over her notes for the day, her mind juggling appointments, meals, and filming schedules. Tammy is slower to rise, her movements cautious, each step weighed down by the lingering stress of her health news. There's a heaviness in the air, one that neither sister can fully shake, and the cameras capture it with relentless intimacy. Tammy sits at the kitchen table, staring blankly at a bowl of cereal. Amy, I don't know if I can do this, she murmurs, her voice barely above a whisper. Amy pauses, looking at her sister, seeing the fear and uncertainty etched into every line of her face. Tammy, listen, Amy says softly, kneeling beside her. You're not alone. We'll take this one day at a time, one moment at a time, and we'll face everything together. The tension escalates during a scheduled fitness session. The trainer has designed a circuit that pushes both sisters to their limits. Amy attacks it with focus, determined to maintain momentum despite the stress around her. Tammy hesitates, her body moving slower, her energy lagging. Each exercise is a test not only of physical endurance, but of mental resilience. She struggles through squats, lunges, and balance exercises, frustration mounting with every stumble. During the session, Tammy stops mid-exercise, her chest heaving, sweat dripping down her forehead. I can't do this, Amy. I'm too weak. Amy rushes to her side, steadying her sister. Tammy, yes you can. Look at how far you've come. You are stronger than you think. One step at a time. I'm right here with you. The cameras linger on this moment, capturing the raw vulnerability of Tammy and the steadfast determination of Amy. Viewers are drawn into the struggle, feeling the intensity as if it were happening to them. After the session, the sisters return home, exhausted and emotionally drained. Tammy slumps onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. "I feel like I'm failing everyone," she whispers. Amy sits beside her, holding her close. "You're not failing anyone. You're trying, and that's what matters. Every step, no matter how small, counts. We'll figure this out together." Later that day, a new challenge is announced, a local community event where the sisters are to participate in a public health walk. The idea excites Amy, but terrifies Tammy. The thought of being watched by hundreds, moving in front of cameras while battling fatigue and self-doubt, feels overwhelming. Amy senses her sister's fear and offers reassurance. "Tammy, this isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, step by step, together. That's all that matters." The event begins, and the sisters step into a crowd of cheering participants. Tammy's anxiety spikes, but Amy stays by her side, offering encouragement with each step. The cameras capture quiet moments, a hand on a back, a whispered "you've got this," smiles shared between them. Despite the challenges, Tammy pushes forward, completing the walk with Amy by her side. It's a victory not measured in speed or distance, but in courage and perseverance. Returning home, the sisters are met with another obstacle, a scheduling conflict for the next day's filming. Amy insists on maintaining the plan, while Tammy feels overwhelmed and resentful. Voices are raised. "Why does it have to be all about schedules? Don't you see how exhausted I am?" Tammy exclaims. Amy responds firmly, "Because this is part of the commitment we made. We owe it to ourselves and to each other to keep going." The argument threatens to fracture their bond, but eventually, exhaustion and shared history bring them back together. They sit quietly on the porch, watching the sunset, letting the tension dissolve in silence. Tammy leans against Amy, seeking comfort. "I don't want to let you down," she whispers. Amy hugs her tightly. "Tammy, you could never let me down. We're in this together. Always." Even in this moment of reconciliation, the pressures of Season 8 loom large. Health concerns, emotional strain, and public scrutiny are constant reminders that their bond will be tested in ways beyond their control. The cameras capture their quiet determination, the unspoken promise to support each other no matter what, and the enduring hope that their sisterhood can survive the trials ahead. As night falls, the sisters prepare for rest, physically drained and emotionally raw. The house is quiet except for the hum of the night, a temporary pause before the next day's challenges. For the audience, the lingering question remains: can Amy and Tammy navigate the mounting pressures and maintain their bond, or will the trials of this season push them to a breaking point? Season 8 is proving to be more than a journey of weight loss. It is a test of resilience, love, and the unbreakable connection between two sisters striving to survive together. The day begins with a tension-filled quiet in the house. Amy moves through the kitchen preparing breakfast, her movements deliberate, almost mechanical, while Tammy lingers in the living room, her thoughts scattered, her energy low. The air is thick with unspoken worries, Tammy's health struggles, the relentless schedule, and the ever-watchful cameras capturing their every move. Tammy finally speaks, voice trembling. "Amy, I don't know if I can do this season. I feel like everything is against me." Amy stops what she's doing and kneels beside her sister. "Tammy, look at me. You've faced hard things before, and you've always come out stronger. This isn't different. We're in it together. One step at a time. That's all we can do." The first major challenge of the day is announced, a rigorous physical obstacle course designed to test both endurance and teamwork. Amy approaches it with determination, leading by example. Tammy hesitates at the first obstacle, fear flashing in her eyes. The cameras linger on the moment, the quiver in her hands, the anxious breath, the doubt weighing her down. Midway through the course, Tammy falters. She loses her footing on a narrow plank, nearly falling. Amy lunges instinctively, grabbing her hand and steadying her. "I've got you, Tammy. she says, voice calm but urgent. The raw emotion of the moment is captured in close-up. Tammy's shaking hands, her teary eyes, and Amy's steady, unflinching support. The audience feels every heartbeat of fear and relief alongside them. After the challenge, Tammy collapses onto the grass, physically and emotionally drained. I feel like I'm holding you back, she admits, voice breaking. Amy sits beside her, brushing hair from her sister's face. Tammy, you're not holding me back. You're my sister. That's what matters. Every step you take, every bit of effort, you're inspiring, not failing. The emotional intensity escalates later that evening during a private conversation in the living room. Tammy opens up about the fear that has been building inside her. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of letting Amy down. Her voice wavers. I hate that this is so hard. I hate that I feel weak. I don't want to ruin this for us. Amy takes her hands and looks deeply into her eyes. Tammy, nothing you do could ruin this. We've faced everything together, and we always will. You're not alone in this, ever. Despite the reassurance, tension lingers. The sisters have a brief disagreement about the next day's filming schedule. Amy feels the plan is necessary to stay on track, while Tammy feels overwhelmed and misunderstood. Voices are raised, frustration spilling over. Why does everything have to be planned to the minute? Don't you see how exhausted I am? Tammy snaps. Amy responds firmly. Because we made a commitment. To ourselves, to each other, and to the journey we're on. The argument doesn't end neatly, but the sisters eventually come together on the porch, letting the fading sunlight wash over them. Tammy leans against Amy, tears running down her face. I don't want to lose you, she whispers. Amy hugs her, holding tight. You could never lose me. No matter what. We're in this together always. As night falls, the house grows quiet, but the emotional echoes of the day linger. Tammy's health struggles, the physical challenges, and the pressure of public scrutiny weigh heavily, yet there's an unspoken determination in both sisters. They've been tested, pushed to their limits, and yet their bond remains unbroken. The camera pans over the quiet house, capturing the two sisters, exhausted, vulnerable, but resolute. Season 8 is proving to be more than a journey of weight loss. It is a story of resilience, unbreakable love, and the profound strength of family. The audience is left with a question that hangs in the air like the night sky above. Will Amy and Tammy's bond survive the trials of this season, or will the weight of challenges yet to come threaten to break them? The morning light is pale and uncertain, creeping across the living room where Amy and Tammy sit quietly. The house feels heavier than usual, as if the walls themselves are aware of the tension building inside. Tammy is unusually silent, staring at the floor, her hands clasped tightly together. Amy notices immediately. Tammy, what's wrong? She asks gently. Tammy hesitates, biting her lip. I don't know if I should say. Amy kneels beside her, holding her shoulders. Whatever it is, we face it together. Always. Tell me. After a deep breath, Tammy finally confesses, her voice trembling. I've been feeling dizzy, lightheaded, more than usual. I thought I could ignore it, but it's been getting worse. Amy's eyes widen with concern. Tammy, we need to get you checked right away. The sisters rush to schedule a medical appointment, and the cameras follow every step, capturing their worry, their urgency, and the fear that grips Tammy's face. The audience feels the tension, knowing that health scares in this season could upend everything they've been working toward. At the doctor's office, Tammy undergoes a series of tests. Amy sits beside her, holding her hand tightly, whispering reassurances while keeping her own fear carefully hidden. You're going to be okay, Amy says softly. No matter what, we handle it together. Tammy nods, but her eyes betray her anxiety. The waiting room stretches on, each minute heavy with uncertainty. The results reveal a complication that requires immediate attention, not life-threatening, but serious enough to alter the sisters' plans for Season 8. Tammy must limit strenuous activity and follow a strict regimen to avoid worsening the condition. The news hits her hard. I can't believe this right now of all times, she mutters, voice shaking. Amy squeezes her hand. We'll adjust. You're not alone in this. We face it together, and nothing is going to stop us. Back home, the sisters sit in the living room, the weight of the news settling around them. Tammy is frustrated, overwhelmed, and scared. I feel like I'm letting everyone down, she admits. Amy sits beside her, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. Tammy, you could never let anyone down. Your health comes first. That's the priority. The cameras, the challenges, the fans, they'll all understand. We just need to focus on you and your recovery. The following days are filled with adjustments. Filming schedules are rearranged, workouts are modified, and Tammy must be careful with every physical activity. Amy steps up to shoulder extra responsibilities, from managing meals to ensuring filming stays on track, but she never lets Tammy feel isolated. Their bond is tested like never before as they navigate fear, frustration, and the relentless scrutiny of cameras and fans. Despite the challenges, moments of connection shine through. During a quiet evening, the sisters sit on the porch swing, the sunset painting the sky in warm hues. Tammy leans against Amy, exhausted but comforted. I don't want this to ruin everything, she whispers. Amy smiles gently. It won't. We're stronger than any obstacle. This is just another part of our journey, and we face it together. Yet, even in this moment of calm, tension simmers beneath the surface. Tammy's health scare is a constant reminder that the season could take unpredictable turns. Every step, every choice carries weight, not just physically, but emotionally. The audience feels the uncertainty, the fear, and the quiet determination that keeps these sisters moving forward, despite the odds. As night falls, the camera pans over the quiet house, capturing the sisters side by side, exhausted, anxious, but unbroken. Season 8 is no longer just about weight loss or physical challenges. It is a story of resilience, trust, and the unshakable bond of sisterhood, tested in ways that demand courage, empathy, and unwavering support. The audience is left with a lingering question. Can Amy and Tammy endure the mounting pressures of health, public scrutiny, and emotional strain without fracturing the bond that has always defined them? The answer is still unfolding, but one thing is clear. No challenge, no setback, no fear can break the connection between these two sisters, not when they face it together. The next morning, the house is quiet, but the tension is palpable. Amy moves carefully, preparing breakfast and reviewing schedules, while Tammy sits at the table, her mind clouded with worry. The recent health scare weighs heavily on her, and the pressure of cameras, deadlines, and fan expectations is mounting. Every glance between the sisters carries unspoken concerns. Will they be able to navigate this season without letting stress erode their bond? Tammy finally speaks, voice barely above a whisper. Amy, what if I can't do everything we planned? What if I slow you down even more? Amy places a hand over Tammy's, steady and reassuring. Tammy, you could never slow me down. We adjust. We support each other. That's what sisters do. Despite her words, Amy feels the pressure herself, balancing filming, family responsibilities, and keeping Tammy's spirits up is a constant tightrope. The day's challenge is a physical and emotional test, a public health demonstration in front of a crowd, filmed for the show. Amy approaches it with determination, knowing it's as much about morale and connection as it is about physical activity. Tammy hesitates, anxiety flashing across her face, but she follows her sister's lead, pushing through fear with Amy's support. Cameras capture the moments of struggle, hands trembling, heavy breaths, and the unspoken communication between the sisters that keeps them moving forward. During the demonstration, a minor mishap occurs. Tammy loses her footing on a low obstacle and nearly falls. Gasps ripple through the crowd, and Amy immediately steadies her. You've got this, she whispers firmly. Tammy nods, tears brimming, and together they complete the activity. The moment is a small victory, yet it symbolizes far more: courage, resilience, and the trust that holds them together, even when the world is watching. Later, at home, emotions run high as they review the footage. Tammy sees the reactions of fans online, some supportive, others critical. The constant public scrutiny is exhausting. I don't know if I can handle all of this, she admits, voice tight. Amy listens patiently, holding her sister close. Tammy, it's not about handling it perfectly. It's about showing up. That's all anyone can ask. And you're doing it every day. The pressure of the season begins to manifest in subtle ways. Small arguments erupt over scheduling, meals, or how scenes are filmed. Amy's determination sometimes clashes with Tammy's cautious approach, creating friction that wasn't as pronounced in earlier seasons. Yet, each conflict ends with moments of reconciliation, usually on the porch or in the kitchen, reminding viewers that their bond is tested but far from broken. One evening, as the sisters sit in silence, Tammy opens up about the emotional toll. I feel like everyone is watching me, waiting for me to fail. I don't want to disappoint anyone, especially you. Amy squeezes her hand. Tammy, nobody expects perfection. We all just want you to be safe, healthy, and happy. That's what matters. I'm proud of you. Every step of the way. Despite reassurances, the stakes continue to rise. Health concerns, public expectations, and filming schedules create a high-pressure environment that tests patience, communication, and trust. The sisters are forced to adapt constantly, adjusting workouts, meals, and even scenes to accommodate Tammy's well-being, all while keeping viewers engaged with the emotional journey. The day ends with a quiet scene on the porch swing, the sisters side by side. Tammy leans against Amy, exhausted but comforted by her sister's presence. I don't want this to ruin us, she whispers. Amy smiles gently. It won't. Nothing will break us as long as we face it together. That's the only way we survive this season and life. As the camera pans over the darkened house, the audience is left with the sense that Season 8 is more than just weight loss. It's a story of resilience, love, and the enduring bond between two sisters. Every challenge, setback, and victory is magnified by their connection, reminding viewers that family can be both fragile and unbreakable at the same time. The morning begins quietly, but the calm is deceptive. Amy wakes early, reviewing the day's schedule and preparing meals, while Tammy moves slowly, her energy drained from the past week's challenges. There's a tension in the air, subtle but persistent, as both sisters sense that the season is reaching a tipping point. Tammy finally breaks the silence. Amy, I feel like I can't keep up. I'm tired of being watched, tired of worrying about failing you. Failing the show, her voice wavers, heavy with frustration and fear. Amy stops what she's doing and kneels beside her. Tammy, listen to me. You are not failing anyone. This is hard, yes, but we face it together. That's what sisters do. Tammy's eyes fill with tears, but she shakes her head. I know, but sometimes it just feels like too much. The day brings a surprise conflict when a family member unexpectedly visits the house. The interaction is tense. Old grievances resurface, and past misunderstandings flare. The visitor questions Tammy's choices, subtly criticizing her health and progress. The cameras catch every awkward glance, every defensive response. Tammy's frustration boils over. Why do you always make me feel like I'm not doing enough? She snaps. Amy steps in, trying to mediate, but tension crackles between them all. Later, during a scheduled workout, Tammy's frustration manifests physically. She struggles through the exercises, her movements slower, her confidence shaken. Amy notices immediately. Tammy, look at me. One step at a time. You've got this, she urges. Tammy stops, tears brimming. I'm trying, Amy. I really am, but I feel like I'm failing at everything. Health, this season, even us. Amy kneels beside her, holding her hands tightly. You could never fail me. Every step, every effort, it counts. And I'm proud of you no matter what. The emotional intensity continues during a private conversation later that evening. Tammy opens up about the pressure she feels from family, fans, and the cameras. It's like everyone is watching, judging. I can't breathe sometimes, she admits. Amy listens patiently, offering comfort. Tammy, you don't have to do everything perfectly. You're enough just as you are. We'll navigate all of this together, one day at a time. Despite the tension, moments of connection and vulnerability shine through. During dinner, the sisters share small laughs, reminiscing about childhood memories and inside jokes. The cameras capture these fleeting moments of normalcy, reminders that, no matter the conflict or challenge, their bond remains rooted in love, shared history, and understanding. As the night draws in, Amy and Tammy reflect on the day's events. I hate that family drama keeps messing with us, Tammy admits, exhaustion and frustration in her voice. Amy wraps an arm around her sister. It's not just you, it's life. And we're stronger together than anything that comes our way. Remember, every challenge is temporary. What matters is we face it side by side. The camera pans over the quiet house, capturing the sisters in a rare moment of stillness. Despite the emotional storms, health scares, family conflicts, and the pressure of public scrutiny, they remain united. Season 8 continues to test them, not just physically but emotionally, showing viewers that resilience is built in moments of struggle, vulnerability, and unwavering support. The audience is left wondering, can Amy and Tammy withstand the ongoing pressures of family tension, personal fears, and public scrutiny without fracturing their bond? Or will the accumulation of challenges push them to a breaking point they cannot recover from? The house is quiet in the early morning, but the tension is palpable. Amy wakes with a sense of unease, reviewing the day's schedule and mentally preparing for another intense day of filming. Tammy lingers in bed longer than usual, her energy drained, her thoughts tangled with worry. There's a heaviness in the air, a mix of exhaustion, fear, and uncertainty, as if the walls themselves are holding their breath. Tammy finally speaks, her voice low and hesitant. Amy, I don't know if I can handle today. Everything just feels too much. Amy kneels beside her, taking her hands. Tammy, listen to me. You're not alone. Whatever happens today, we face it together. One step at a time. That's all we can do. The day brings a scheduled medical check-in to monitor Tammy's health, a routine that now carries heightened anxiety. The previous scare has left her more aware, more fearful of each symptom, each dizzy spell, each warning sign from her body. Amy stays by her side throughout, a calm anchor amidst the storm of fear and uncertainty. The cameras capture every nuance, the tremble in Tammy's hands, the shallow breaths, and the supportive presence of Amy, unwavering even in the face of worry. The results from the check-in reveal a complication that requires immediate adjustment to Tammy's routine. While not catastrophic, the news is a blow to her morale. I can't believe this is happening now, she admits, voice shaking. Amy grips her hand tightly. Tammy, this isn't a failure. It's just a setback. We adjust, we adapt, and we keep moving forward, together. Nothing can break us. Later, during a scheduled workout, Tammy struggles to keep pace. Every movement is slower, every repetition more exhausting. She falters mid-exercise, frustration and fear mingling in her expression. I feel like I'm letting everyone down, she whispers. Amy kneels beside her, voice steady and filled with warmth. You're not letting anyone down. You're trying. That's enough. You're stronger than you realize, and I see that every single day. The sisters face another challenge that evening, a filming segment in front of fans and a small crowd. Tammy's anxiety spikes at the thought of performing publicly, while her energy is low and her confidence shaken. Amy notices immediately, offering reassurance with every step. Step by step, Tammy. I'm right here. We do this together. With Amy's support, Tammy completes the segment, a small victory that carries immense emotional weight. Back at home, the sisters reflect on the day. Tammy admits her fears, not just about health or weight, but about her ability to keep up, to succeed, and to meet expectations. I feel like everything is on my shoulders, she whispers. Amy takes her in her arms. Tammy, you're not alone. This isn't just about you or me, it's about us. And together, we can handle anything. We've done it before, and we'll do it again. The night ends with the sisters sitting on the porch, exhausted but connected. Tammy leans against Amy, the emotional toll of the day finally catching up with her. Amy wraps her arms around her sister, holding her close. This season is hard, yes, but nothing can break our bond. Not health scares, not challenges, not anything. We face it all together. As the camera pans out over the quiet home, viewers are left with a sense of suspense. Can Amy and Tammy navigate the cumulative pressures of health concerns, emotional stress, public scrutiny, and family expectations without fracturing their bond? Season 8 is proving to be more than a journey of physical transformation. It is a profound test of resilience, love, and sisterhood, and the outcome is anything but certain. The morning begins with a quiet tension in the house. Amy is up early, reviewing schedules and prepping meals, her mind juggling filming, workouts, and Tammy's health needs. Tammy, however, lingers in bed, staring at the ceiling, her thoughts tangled in anxiety and frustration. The previous week's events, the health scare, family conflicts, and public scrutiny, have left her emotionally raw. Finally, Tammy speaks, voice trembling. Amy, I don't know if I can handle all of this. I feel like everything is falling apart. Amy kneels beside her, placing a hand over Tammy's. Tammy, listen to me. You're not falling apart. You're human. We're in this together, and we'll take it one step at a time. The day brings a new filming challenge, a group fitness and public awareness segment that demands energy, confidence, and coordination. Tammy's anxiety spikes as the cameras roll. She hesitates at the first station, fumbling slightly, and a small crowd watches. Amy notices instantly, rushing to her side. You've got this, Tammy. Step by step together, she whispers. Tammy nods, but tears well up in her eyes, the pressure of expectation weighing heavily on her. Midway through the challenge, Tammy stumbles again, frustrated tears spilling over. I can't do this. I'm holding you back, she cries, her voice raw with emotion. Amy stops everything, kneeling beside her sister. Tammy, no. You are not holding me back. You're my sister. That's what matters. Every step you take, every bit of effort, you're inspiring, not failing. The cameras capture the raw, unfiltered moment, viewers feeling the tension and love as if they were in the room with them. Later, at home, emotions boil over as small disagreements ignite into a full argument. The stress of a season, the health challenges, family tensions, and physical struggles, comes to a head. Amy, sometimes it feels like you don't understand how hard this is for me. Tammy shouts. Amy responds, equally frustrated. I do understand. That's why I'm here, helping, supporting, holding us both together. The sisters sit in tense silence after the outburst, the weight of the conflict hanging heavy. Amy finally breaks the quiet. Tammy, I love you. Nothing you do or don't do will ever change that. We just have to find a way to get through this together, one day at a time. Tammy's tears flow freely now, a mix of frustration, fear, and relief. I'm scared. Amy's scared. I'll ruin everything, she whispers. Amy pulls her into a tight embrace. You could never ruin anything. We face everything together. That's the only way we survive this season and life. The day ends with a quiet scene on the porch swing, the sisters side by side, exhausted and emotionally raw. Tammy leans against Amy, drawing comfort from her presence. The cameras capture the quiet strength of their bond, the vulnerability of their struggles, and the resilience that has kept them together through every challenge. Even in this moment of peace, tension lingers. The season is far from over, and every new challenge, health concerns, family dynamics, public scrutiny, and emotional strain, looms as a test of their unbreakable bond. Viewers are left on edge. Will the sisters continue to support each other, or will the accumulated pressure of Season 8 finally push them to a breaking point? The morning light filters gently through the blinds, casting a calm glow over the living room, but the atmosphere inside is charged with quiet tension. Amy is already awake, meticulously organizing meals and reviewing schedules. Tammy sits nearby, eyes heavy, a mixture of fear and determination etched across her face. The past weeks have taken a toll on both of them, physically, emotionally, and mentally, but today feels different. The breakthrough begins during a scheduled therapy session, part of the show's focus on emotional and mental health. Tammy is hesitant at first, hesitant to open up, weighed down by weeks of self-doubt and anxiety. Amy sits beside her, holding her hand, radiating quiet encouragement. "You don't have to do this alone," Amy whispers. "I'm right here." Tammy takes a deep breath, the cameras capturing the raw vulnerability in her face. "I've been so scared I'd let you down, scared I'd fail myself, scared that everything we've worked for would fall apart." She pauses, tears streaming. "I didn't realize how much I was holding inside." Amy gently squeezes her hand. "Tammy, acknowledging that fear is the first step. It doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. And together, we can work through it." The session becomes a turning point. Tammy begins to confront her fears, verbalizing the anxiety that has been controlling her life. She talks about her struggles with self-image, the pressure of being in the public eye, and the weight of expectations, both her own and those of others. Amy listens, offering guidance and unwavering support, the bond between them growing visibly stronger with each passing moment. Later, during a workout session, Tammy approaches her exercises with renewed determination. The difference is noticeable. Her movements are steadier, her focus sharper, and her confidence slowly returning. Amy encourages her every step of the way. "Look at you, Tammy. That's what I'm talking about. Step by step, you're doing amazing." The cameras catch the small victories, a completed repetition, a smile breaking through fatigue, a laugh shared between sisters. That evening, the sisters participate in a special filming segment highlighting their progress and personal growth. Tammy speaks openly about the challenges she has faced, the breakthroughs she has made, and the renewed hope she feels for the season. Amy stands beside her, proud and supportive, reinforcing the message that resilience, love, and connection can overcome even the hardest obstacles. Back at home, the sisters reflect quietly on the day. "I feel lighter," Tammy admits, a hint of a smile on her lips. "Like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I am stronger than I thought." Amy wraps an arm around her sister. "You've always been strong, Tammy. You just needed to see it for yourself. And now you're unstoppable. Together, we're unstoppable." The night closes with a scene on the porch swing, the sisters sitting side by side, bathed in the soft glow of moonlight. There's a sense of calm and renewal. The emotional breakthroughs, hard-won victories, and unwavering support have strengthened their bond, showing viewers that even in the face of adversity, resilience and love can prevail. As the camera pans over the quiet house, it's clear that while challenges remain, health concerns, family pressures, and the ongoing demands of filming, Amy and Tammy have reached a pivotal moment. The season is no longer just about physical transformation. It's a journey of emotional healing, personal growth, and the enduring power of sisterhood. The day begins with a quiet determination in the house. Amy wakes early, moving through the kitchen with purpose, while Tammy sits at the table, her eyes bright with a renewed sense of focus. The breakthroughs of the past week have left both sisters feeling stronger, yet the looming challenges of Season 8 remain, a reminder that their journey is far from over. Today's challenge is designed to push both of them physically and emotionally, a combined fitness and public awareness event that will test stamina, coordination, and teamwork under pressure. Amy approaches it with her usual intensity, while Tammy steps onto the course with cautious confidence, mindful of her health, but determined to prove to herself and to the world that she can rise to the occasion. As the cameras roll, the sisters navigate the course together. Every obstacle, every step, is a test not just of strength but of trust. Tammy stumbles at one point, anxiety flashing in her eyes, but Amy is immediately at her side. "I've got you, Tammy. Step by step," she reassures her. Tammy nods, drawing courage from her sister's unwavering support, and together they push forward. Midway through the event, a tense moment arises. Tammy begins to feel dizzy, a residual effect of her recent health scare. Panic flares in her eyes, and the crowd notices her struggle. Amy immediately takes action, guiding her to a safe area and speaking calmly, firmly, and lovingly. Breathe, Tammy. You're okay. We'll handle this together, one step at a time. The cameras capture the intensity of the moment, the fear, the care, the unspoken bond that holds them steady even when circumstances threaten to overwhelm them. After a pause, Tammy gathers herself and chooses to continue. Her determination is palpable, every step a testament to the progress she has made. Amy walks beside her, providing encouragement and support, ensuring Tammy's safety while pushing gently to help her reclaim confidence. The audience at home watches, riveted by the display of perseverance, courage, and sisterly love. Later, at home, the sisters reflect on the day's events. Tammy expresses her pride in herself, a mix of relief and joy shining through. I didn't think I could do it, but I did, and I didn't fall apart. Amy smiles warmly. You did more than that, Tammy. You faced your fears, and you proved to yourself that you are stronger than you ever imagined. That's what this season is all about. The emotional high of the day brings them closer. They sit on the porch swing, side by side, sharing quiet laughter and memories, basking in the sense of accomplishment that comes from overcoming fear and pushing through adversity. The camera captures the serenity, the strength, and the undeniable love between the sisters, offering viewers a moment of connection and hope. Even as the day ends on a positive note, the tension of Season 8 lingers. Health concerns, public scrutiny, family dynamics, and the relentless demands of filming remain challenges to navigate. Yet, this day has proven something crucial. Together, Amy and Tammy can face obstacles that seem insurmountable. Their bond, tested repeatedly, has not only survived but grown stronger, showing viewers that love, trust, and perseverance can triumph even in the most difficult circumstances. As the night settles, the camera pans over the quiet house. The sisters sit together, exhausted but empowered, aware that the final leg of the season approaches. The stage is set for the ultimate test, the moment that will determine if their bond can withstand every challenge Season 8 has thrown their way. The morning of the final challenge arrives, heavy with anticipation. Amy wakes before sunrise, her mind a whirlwind of preparation, determination, and worry for her sister. Tammy lies in bed a little longer, quietly gathering strength, aware that today will be the ultimate test of not only her physical limits, but the unbreakable bond they share. The house is filled with a tense energy, the cameras capturing every glance, every quiet breath, every heartbeat. The challenge is unlike anything they've faced this season, a multi-part course designed to test endurance, strength, focus, and teamwork under high pressure. It's meant to push them to their absolute limits while highlighting the resilience they have built together. Amy approaches it with her characteristic focus, but her eyes continually check on Tammy, ready to provide support or encouragement whenever needed. Tammy steps forward with a mixture of fear and determination, every fiber of her being aware that this is the culmination of everything she has worked for. The first phase of the course begins smoothly, the sisters moving in tandem. Each step, each exercise, is executed with a careful balance of effort and caution. Tammy stumbles once, a flash of panic crossing her face, but Amy steadies her immediately. I've got you, she whispers. We do this together. The cameras linger on the clasped hands, the unspoken reassurance, the trust forged over years of struggle and triumph. Midway through, Tammy's health scare threatens to resurface. Dizziness hits, and her legs wobble. A hush falls over the crowd and the crew. Amy's voice rises above it all, firm and loving. Tammy, breathe. You are stronger than this moment. Step by step, together. With her sister's support, Tammy finds the courage to continue, pushing past fear and exhaustion. Every step is a victory, not just physically but emotionally, a testament to her determination and the bond that holds them together. The final phase of the challenge demands complete trust, coordination, and reliance on each other. It is grueling, testing stamina and patience to the limit. Amy encourages Tammy at every turn, never letting frustration or fear take hold. Tammy, drawing strength from Amy's presence, surprises herself with her own resilience. The crowd cheers, the cameras capture every strained movement, and viewers at home witness the raw reality of struggle and triumph. Finally, they cross the finish line together, exhausted, sweating, but triumphant. The moment is electric, tears, laughter, relief, and pride all mingling. Tammy collapses into Amy's arms, shaking but smiling. "We did it! We actually did it!" she whispers. Amy hugs her tightly, voice thick with emotion. "Yes, we did. Together we always do. Nothing can break us, Tammy. Nothing." Later, the sisters sit on the porch swing, reflecting on the journey of the season. Tammy shares her fears, struggles, and breakthroughs, her voice steady but filled with emotion. Amy listens, proud and supportive. They talk about health, family, and the lessons they've learned, not just about weight loss, but about trust, resilience, and the unshakable bond of sisterhood. As the sun sets, casting a warm glow over the house, the camera pans out. The sisters sit side by side, exhausted but empowered, holding hands and smiling. Season 8 is not just a story of weight loss or challenges. It is a story of courage, perseverance, and the enduring power of family. Every obstacle, every fear, and every tear has led to this moment of triumph, leaving viewers with a profound reminder: when love and trust guide you, no challenge is insurmountable. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with the lasting image of Amy and Tammy, two sisters who faced every trial, overcame every fear, and emerged stronger than ever, together. Season 8 proves that their bond is not just surviving, it is thriving, a testament to the unbreakable connection between them and the power of resilience, love, and unwavering support.